King Thor, the Herald of Thunder versus the merged Sentry or the perfect Sentry. I posted this picture a few days ago to see who you think would win between the two, and the result was like 50-50, as some of you thought that Thor would win, while others thought that the Sentry would win. Now, if we take a look at the fights which took place between the two in the canon 616 reality, we will find that King Thor briefly engaged the merged Sentry in the Agents of Wakanda number 2, when the heroes uncovered the source of dark energy emanating from a small town in Oklahoma. They located the Sentry practicing some meditation, but he was unaware of the fact that he was unleashing an army of darkness. The heroes engaged the Sentry, where he briefly fought King Thor. The fight, however, ended terribly when the writer allowed the agents to overpower this extremely powerful Sentry and to awaken him from the Void's control, forcing him to flee. In the final chapter of the Siege Run, Sentry fell under the control of the Void and destroyed Asgard. He killed Ares and Loki and took all the Avengers' efforts to bring him down. Keep in mind that this version of the Sentry was in severe inner conflict. Robert Reynolds wanted to die, just to get rid of the Void and asked the Avengers to kill him. Iron Man hit him with a helicarrier and forced him to revert back to his human alter ego, but he just transformed into the Void shortly after, still asking the Avengers to kill him. Thor then struck the Void with a massive bolt of lightning and incinerated him, before taking what was left of his corpse into the sun. The Sentry, however, was resurrected by the Apocalypse Twins after using the Death Seed, turning him into a horseman of death. The Death Sentry fought Thor in the Uncanny Avengers number 10 and proved to be extremely powerful. He possessed powers beyond belief and managed to severely beat the God of Thunder. The Sentry was about to kill Thor when Wasp intervened and prevented him. In the alternate reality What If Secret Invasion story, the Sentry sided with the Skrulls in their invasion on Earth, while Thor sided with the rebels who defied their authority. They fought in a fierce battle where they appeared to be evenly matched until Thor managed to snap the Sentry's neck and killed him. But that was just an alternate reality story. So based on this quick review, it is safe to say that the regular Sentry has never fought the regular Thor in the 616 canon reality, except in that Siege story when the Sentry was mentally unstable and under the Void's control, and it was more like the Sentry versus the Avengers rather than the Sentry versus Thor. Back to our topic, Thor became the king of Asgard after defeating Malekith in the War of the Realms. Odin stepped down as the king of the Asgardians and appointed Thor as the new king. Shortly after, a badly injured Galactus crash-landed into Asgard and warned Thor about the coming of the Black Winter, the multiversal plague which destroyed his original universe. Galactus offered Thor to join forces and granted him the power cosmic, turning him into his Herald of Thunder, which means that in addition to the Odin force which was already running in his veins, Thor gained the power cosmic, easily ranking him as one of the most powerful beings in the Marvel Universe. Thor and Galactus located 5 special planets that, when consumed, would give Galactus enough power to push the Black Winter back. Galactus managed to absorb the mystical energies of these planets, just in time to face the Black Winter. Although greatly empowered, Galactus was overwhelmed by the Black Winter, who revealed that Galactus had been its herald and that it had come to reclaim him. Furious at this revelation, Thor stripped Galactus of the power he had obtained by devouring the 5 planets. He then sentenced Galactus to death for the countless planets he has destroyed, drained him of the power cosmic, and crushed him with Mjolnir, leaving him on the brink of death. The Black Winter attempted to take Galactus, but Thor used his dying body as a cosmic bomb to destroy the Winter and end his threat. Although empowered by 5 planets, Galactus could not handle this powerful Thor who possessed the Odin force and the power cosmic combined. Considering his history and feats, a regular Galactus is easily one of the most powerful beings in the Marvel Universe, and arguably even more powerful than Odin himself. Having him getting destroyed this way doesn't really make much sense, but we need to abide by this canon fact and give Thor credit for pulling off such an incredible feat. It seems that Donny Cates believed that Thor having the Odin force and the power cosmic combined would be enough to destroy Galactus, even if he was empowered by 5 planets. In the Sentry 5 issues run, which was published in 2018, Doctor Strange created a device called the Confluctor that created a pocket dimension where Robert Reynolds can go to once every 24 hours to be the Sentry and fight the Void. This would prevent him from turning into the Void in the real world. Robert confides in Billy Turner, aka the Scout, about the pocket dimension, but Billy betrays the trust and devises a plot with Cranio, one of the Sentry's oldest enemies, to duplicate the Sentry's formula and trap Robert in the pocket dimension, so Cranio can rule there and Billy will be the new Sentry. The plan is foiled when S.H.I.E.L.D. and Iron Man arrest Robert for not checking in on his parole, but he unleashes the Sentry and escapes. Billy takes the Sentry's formula and battles Reynolds. They are evenly matched until Reynolds decides to stop fighting the Void and becomes one with him, creating the newly merged Sentry. The new Sentry killed Billy and removed Cranio from the pocket dimension. He then confronted the Avengers and easily overpowered them all, including Captain Marvel and Thor. Realizing they can't stop him, Iron Man asked if they can trust him to do the right thing. The Sentry said, "You don't have a choice," and flied into space. So we have Thor, who possesses the Odin force and the power cosmic combined and who easily destroyed and empowered Galactus, although he had absorbed 5 planets. And we have the Sentry, who finally managed to achieve the ultimate balance and merge with his evil self, known as the Void. When it comes to the feats themselves, Thor destroying Galactus and the Black Winter, who killed Superman and the Justice League, is way beyond the merged Sentry, overpowering the Avengers. But let's take a look at the powers and the abilities of both Odin and the Void. As the king of the Norse gods, Odin possesses vast strength, stamina, and durability far greater than those of Thor. He is capable of manipulating the Odin force for a number of purposes, including energy projection, creation of illusions and force fields, molecular manipulation, communicating telepathically with other Asgardians, even if they are on Earth and he is in Asgard, among many other godly abilities. Odin once transported the entire human race to an alternate dimension. He also stopped time, pulled the remains of distant planets down from outer space to crush his enemies. He once manipulated the electromagnetic particles to increase the speed of the rotation of Earth, just to imprison Surtur. The Odin force makes Odin capable of destroying entire galaxies, allowing him to engage Galactus and to briefly knock him out with a headbutt, but I guess this is not that impressive anymore after what Thor recently did to the empowered Galactus. Just imagine all these abilities on the side of Thor when he taps into the Odin force, not to mention the vast magical abilities Odin can accomplish, such as removing and returning Thor's mouth. Void, on the other hand, is widely regarded as one of the most powerful villains in the Marvel Universe. During the Siege storyline, he was capable of bringing down the entire city of Asgard and striking down every immortal and mortal hero set against him, killing Loki in seconds and tearing Ares, the god of war, in half. The Void is at his strongest during the night and in the negative zone, where he easily overpowered the Hulk and broke every single bone in his body just cause he didn't like Bruce Banner. Possessing the ability to shapeshift, the Void can control the darkness and can create deadly tendrils that attack the mind. Although incredibly powerful, the Void has never done anything beyond Odin's abilities, and I would still root for Odin in a fight against the Void. Both King Thor and the merged Sentry have been depowered and turned into jobbers on many occasions, especially by writer Jason Aaron, who recently made an empowered Moon Knight who possessed the power of the Iron Fist, the Eye of Agamotto, and the Spirit of Vengeance defeat King Thor. This empowered Moon Knight may have a chance against regular Thor, but not King Thor with the Odin force. Captain Marvel also managed to defeat Thor along with the rest of the Avengers as part of a plot to deceive Vox Supreme and to make him believe that she killed her fellow Avengers. This run, however, wasn't written by Aaron. The merged Sentry was also overpowered by the Fat Cobra and the agents of Wakanda and was forced to flee, so both were targeted by inconsistency. Nevertheless, these two versions are definitely among the most powerful beings in the current Marvel continuity. At one point, the Sentry possessed the powers of the Molecule Man and destroyed him, which made him insanely powerful and very difficult to be written without being targeted by inconsistency. Spider-Man also stated that the Sentry once fought Galactus himself to a standstill. However, we have never seen this fight that Spider-Man was talking about, but we saw King Thor, the Herald of Thunder, draining Galactus of his power cosmic and destroying him with Mjolnir. This matchup between Thor and the Sentry would destroy galaxies and would end with one of them killing the other. I can see Thor emerging victorious due to the Odin force and the power cosmic on his side, which makes him as powerful as Odin and the Silver Surfer together, but would also accept the merged Sentry winning this death battle, if written correctly. Let me know what you think about this matchup, and don't forget to subscribe, share, and like. Thanks for watching and have a nice one.